What is up, YouTube? Player Prop Savant here for Pass the Prop NFL edition here with my guy, PSG Prop Guy, helping us out this week, jumping in as our co-host here. Obviously, you guys know if you tuned into our NBA, Monotone is out for the week. He is on the injured list, so we will have him back hopefully next week for Wednesday for NBA edition. But until then, we can't let you guys go without live or some more props. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this show on the road, still do our props, and get some NFL action for you guys. How you doing, PSG?
Oh, not too bad. Done with work for the week, so ready to, get into this slate a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games this week. A lot of really, really good stuff for DFS that I'm looking forward to. And yeah, we'll get right to it. Sean in the chat. My boy Mike is in the chat. Happy to see all you guys. Yeah, it's going to be a good week. I'm very, very excited for this. Actually have my first max play in about 6 months. So I'm nervous, excited. Heart's kind of pumping, and it's not even for another 48 hours. So this is gonna be interesting. But yeah, let me pull up our last week numbers for Pass the Prop. Yeah, I did not do well. Jameis's injury really killed my slate. Overall, he was my biggest play of the week. And Trevor Siemian even decided to cook this defense. So I know I was on the right side. It's just it sucks to see him go down. Monotone had Carson Wentz. I believe that hit on like the second play. Najee Harris play cash for him. And then, dude, Kyle Pitts fucked both of us last week. I had Pitts receptions. He screwed me. Darrell Henderson was a first half cash, which was very nice. And then the Winston play there. DFS was fantastic. Again, Godwin went off. Brady went off. They were in most of the stacks that I seen, winning the big lineup. So always nice to be on that. And I made money on DFS, lost money on my bets. But we're coming in with a 33-18 overall record. PSG, you've popped down one time with us, and you, I think, split your plays, right? I think Josh Allen was a first half cash for you when you were with us. Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm cutting out again.
Well, guess what? That's why it's nice that we have. We'll be here. I can go first for my plays. Once you find the reception, we'll be ready to roll with you. I can just get it rolling with my plays first, and yeah, from there we can get it started. Not a issue. Let me get this rolling. And instead of having his roll first, I will roll mine first out here. Always, this is our first one. So with this, so we're happy to have him on last time. We didn't have technical difficulties, but it happens. It happens. We all have other things that we're doing too. He said he was just getting off of work here. So this money first max of the benefits dropped here. All righty, pass the prop, baby. Let's get this paper. All right, I will go first with my first play. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I said the first week of the season, we lost our own. That was our first losing week and our only losing week until last week, and we swept week 2. So you guys know we're coming out with a vengeance, and I'm very excited for today. I will go with my play first. My first play is going to be just a small 1-unit play. Jerry Jeudy. Over 54.5 receiving yards, minus 110. This would be my smallest play of the week. Obviously, I always start out with my smallest ones. And I love this matchup. He's got Dallas. Obviously, Trayvon Diggs is there. He's obviously probably going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. And, yeah, he played the first week before and then got injured, obviously. After that first week, out for about, 6 or 7 weeks there. And then last week came in 4 targets, 4 catches, 39 yards. Like to see how he was healthy there. Played extremely well in his limited amount of action. And his routes look really crisp. I like them to be down in this game. I like that game script against Dallas in Dallas. And when they have lost, he is 7 of 8 hitting this number, which is absolutely great. He did miss 2 games last year with injury mid-game, so that did hurt this number as well. And I think that they're just not allotting for him playing his full allotment of snaps here. If Jerry Jeudy plays 75% of the offensive snaps and gives me like 6 targets, I think this is an easy cash. Last year, he averaged 15 yards a catch. So he's very explosive. This could be just like our week 1 Deebo Samuel. He has the ability to catch this on one play and make something happen. I love Jerry Jeudy. I think he's a super explosive receiver. I don't see Dallas really caring when they go up 21 points here because I really don't think Denver can keep up with them. Pretty much giving up on the season with Von Miller moving out. So if you're not getting pressure on Dak Prescott, who has been officially cleared to play this week, I see Jerry Jeudy getting a lot of garbage yards, but I definitely see this could easily be a first half cash for us. The only reason it's a 1 unit and not way higher is just because, like I said, there's the injury capability that we've seen. He has kind of been brittle lately. Last year had multiple injuries. This year coming off of that 6-week layoff, but he's healthy. Looked great on routes last week. And I'm telling you, if he gets that same amount of allotment for plays, for targets, getting at least 60% of the plays, I think this is an absolute smash spot for Jerry Jeudy against this Cowboys defense. I'm projecting to see Trayvon Diggs go on to either him or Sutton, but I think he matches up better with Sutton being a bigger guy. I think that would be a much better matchup for him. Jeudy can go on the outside, can go into the slot. I think either or he will be fine to get us rolling here with a W for Jerry Jeudy against the Dallas Cowboys this week. Do you have any thoughts on this Denver game?
I mean, other than the one play that I have on it.
Oh, yeah, we do have one for you.
I do like Jeudy to go off. I kind of hope I need him to go off for fantasy purposes. But, yeah, I mean, you got 2 quality receivers on each side of the field. You know, you got 1 quality cornerback for the Cowboys. I don't see Diggs shadowing one or the other. So I feel like it's going to be one of those situations where they got to capitalize on the matchups when they got them.
Yeah, I like both of the receivers for Denver. It's very hard for me to take them in any other game besides a negative game script because they're so reliant on those running backs that hopefully they can get up early and often here and we can get this money right away. I think that this is an absolute smash spot for a lot of Broncos, and that's what I'm seeing for your first play here as well.
Yeah, so I'm going with Javonte Williams over 18.5 receiving yards. And I actually noticed something pretty cool with this one. Let me pull it up. So he hit it last week, missed it the week before that, hit it the week before that. It's just a nice little trend I think I've found here. And like you said, a negative game script where they're going to have to be throwing the ball. But like last week, let me get it pulled up real quick. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
So, yeah. Last week he goes for 13 yards against Washington. 32 the week before, 15, 25, 11, 33, and 10. So, I'm seeing an every other pattern here. And to me, the matchup matched up with what I was seeing. You know, they're going to be down most likely. They're going to have to throw the ball. And it's not like he doesn't have a lack of targets. In the last 6 weeks, he's got his least amount of targets is 3, and he had 3 receptions in all 3 of those games.
Yeah, I like the spot too. What I will say about this too is the reason why I love Javonte Williams, the reason why I love Jeudy, just another step above is Noah Fant's out this week. That's the security blanket, man. That's the guy that if Teddy Bridgewater had his best day, he would take 25 completions, 20 of them going to his backs and tight ends. Now you're taking away his best playmaker across the middle here. And Fant, so it's got to go somewhere, right? It's just like NBA when we're betting props. That usage has to go somewhere else. I see this ball having to be thrown at least 30 to 35 times. So Teddy Bridgewater passing, I don't trust him very much, but I think that we have good enough players here to make stuff happen when they have this negative game script here.
That Bridgewater pass attempts might be worth a shot.
Yeah. I like that there.
You know?
Fant is like their biggest guy. One of them, I'm playing him in fantasies this week, so I'm hoping my guy doesn't look because he has a 0 in his tight end spot. So I'm very happy to see that where it is because I don't think he checked, and they haven't really made much news about it. It hasn't been like posted a bunch of places. Obviously, the Aaron Rodgers news is taking over the world here, and that's the only thing I guess everybody cares about. They don't care about Noah Fant and all the other guys, but. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I'll just bring you right into your guy. One of my guys right here, rolling with the Packers here.
Jordan Love. Obviously, it's his first start. He gets the Chiefs defense, who is not known for being too good this year, right? I'm correct on that, right? So, I mean, I see a 19.5 line. Chiefs this should never be a should situation, but the Chiefs should be able to move the ball. And it's going to they're going to have to throw. Love is going to have to throw the ball. I see a lot of dump downs, see a lot of Aaron Jones usage, rushing and receiving. But Jordan Love over 19.5 completions was a nice line for me. It's a little bit juicy. I got -130. I'm seeing -125 today. But you're getting the 25th ranked pass defense in the league with an explosive offense. I just taking a shot with it, it matches up.
Yeah, dude, I love this. Obviously, guys, take this with a grain of salt from me. I am obviously a Packers fan, one of the biggest Packers fans you'll probably meet. This is I love him. I love him this week. The reason I like him so much is Vegas doesn't really know what to do with this line, right? They don't have any idea. And I was telling you before, the Packers planned on him being our starter up until like a week before the season. He was planned to be the starter. And if you're going to have this Davante Adams coming back, you're going to have Scantling possibly coming back. I'm pretty sure he's coming back. You're still going to have St. Brown. Cobb looked fantastic last week. Obviously, losing Tanyan. Honestly, I think that obviously hurts us. But it also helps because Mercedes Lewis is probably the best blocking tight end in the NFL right now. We're going to have a ton of jump downs to Aaron Jones. That's just going to feed this completions line. And a lot of those plays that Aaron Rodgers gets those big plays on, the reason they get those big plays to Adams is because they do those run pass options where Rodgers just calls out the play and throws a quick pass out to the left out to Adams. Lets Adams do all the work. Right? They easily can do that with Love. It's not like that is an extremely hard thing to do there. You get the ball into your hands of your playmakers and you make things happen. Having Davante, having Scantling, having Cobb there, all good reception receivers, that should easily lead into this line. I think that by game time, it should be around 20 and a half to 21 and a half for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have to take shots downfield. When you got Jones in the backfield, you can run slants with Adams all day, and I promise you're going to have success against the Chiefs.
I do like that spot a lot. If you're getting plus money on that, I think that's an absolute smash spot. Only thing I would say is it comes down to game script. If you think the Packers are going to go behind in this game, that's an absolute killing spot. Thing is that when they have gotten up, they've been using Dillon a ton. They've been using Dillon as like that milk the clock back. So if we can fall behind early, that play is going to absolutely get smashed. You could get 7 to 8 catches this week for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. So I will get to there's a couple other questions in here. I'll get to those. We'll talk about them here in a second. Just want to make sure we get everything in here for you guys. Make sure you guys get all of our plays out. Ooh, moving on. One of my favorite guys this week is going to be Dalvin Cook, rushing receiving yards over 98.5. And this is another one of those spots where Vegas overreacts to last week, right? Played against Dallas last week. Obviously had backup quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows the Vikings suck. Yes, I know. They find a way to lose games. Yes, that's obviously very well known. Kirk Cousins in prime time is probably one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. The man finds a way to choke in big games. But you still have one of the best players in the NFL in Dalvin Cook here. And Dalvin Cook only had 78 yards total last week. I had this line projected at about 102, 103 when it came out. And yeah, it's just a buy low spot. That's always what we try to do. We find value, right? But they still ran him 18 times last week. So it wasn't like he wasn't getting his opportunities. Dallas just played better, and they just became super one-dimensional because Cousins couldn't make anything happen. Yeah, so he has a 17.5 carries line, juiced to minus 130, and he has 2.5 catches by Vegas. That's what his line's at for those. So projecting 20 touches in this game for him. Yeah, and in the last 2 years, Dalvin Cook to this number is 13-2 when he has 20 touches, getting over 98.5 yards. That's an absolute freaking money spot. I don't even know the math on that. I'm not going to try to do it. But I'm telling you, that's pretty damn good. And yeah, so we have a 46% run block advantage for Minnesota this week. The Ravens have been susceptible to the run, 4.2 yards per carry allowed. And I see this being a game where Dalvin Cook has to be involved. Last week was his first game in over a year and a half with no catches. That is absolutely insane. Dalvin Cook needs the ball. He needs the ball out in space. That's an absolute terrible game plan to not give him any screens or anything. He had 2 targets, no receptions. Like I said, that's been 17 or 18 games in a row where he had a catch. And I just can't believe that they couldn't find a way to get him the ball. But again, that's just the Vikings for you. I have really nothing else to say about them. I'm a Packers fan, so I was happy to see that. But yeah, I think Dalvin Cook is an absolute smash spot against the Ravens this week. Do you have any opinion on this one?
I would never expect to see a line under 100 on this for a guy named Dalvin Cook. I'll just say that. And typically, what I've noticed is, teams like the Vikings, they go out, they don't feed their star. Like last week, Cook didn't get his normal work. You see them come out the very next week, and their emphasis is feed him the ball, feed him the ball, feed him the ball. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I love this.
Yeah, I really thought this would be a juice line. Like I said, I expected 102.5. That's the line I picked out. Usually before the week, I'll look at games I like and the players I like, kind of pick out the lines. This one was going to stand out. I thought it was going to be like mid 100s, 105 maybe. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to give me this line, I will lock it in 10 times out of 10 here. Yep. And I love it. Love it this week. Let's get to yours here. And this will be your last one before we get to our parlay.
Hollywood. So for my last play, I'm going to go with Marquis Brown over 4.5 receptions, which that line is actually moved to plus 105 now. So it's moving. We're getting more value on it. So he's averaging, last game he went 5, 4, 9, 4, 3, 6, 6. So, he's not been the most consistent with the 4.5 line, but then you go down and look at his targets. He's averaging 8.1 full season. Last 5 games, 8.2 targets. The last time out alone against the Bengals, he had 14 targets. So the emphasis is there to get him the ball. And then you got the 18th ranked pass defense in the Vikings. Granted that I like it. It's plus money. I would have thought I would see him 5.5 after the work he's been getting. Now we're playing for a unit.
Yeah, I love Baltimore. I think that this game is going to be a pretty fun one. I think it's a sneaky DFS spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that this is going to be very nice. My only concern ever with Hollywood Brown is he really needs to stop dropping passes. He's had a bunch of times where he killed same game parlays for me on dropping those touchdown passes. And yeah, I really, really, really like his game. I think that he's absolutely an elite route runner. And he's also just fast as hell. So, yeah, I think that this is an absolute great spot. I hate Minnesota, obviously. I'm a Packer fan. So, yeah, this is a great spot too.
Monotone loves that. I just like Lamar's whole plan of proving that he's more of a passer than he is a running back, So I just think that's going to carry all season.
Yeah, I think he's like top 10 in passing yards per game, which I would have guessed. Oh, yeah. Wow. I know if any of you guys follow me on Twitter, I posted that I might be talking about these fights, these Bellator fights. And my God, if you guys are looking at this Bellator fight, this dude knocked a guy out in like 12 seconds in an absolute nuke in his fist, destroying a 13-second knockout, man.
Holy shit.
I am actually very afraid that this dude's going to have permanent damage to him because, my God, he just murdered this dude. All right. Well, with that being said, I have my first max play that I've had in, I think, of the NFL season. I've had multiple 2.5 unit plays. I've had 3 maxi plays this year. They're 2-1. And I barely ever do max plays. This is going to be a fun one. Like I said, I rarely do max plays just because of props. Like last week, the bull crap to Jameis Winston, but whatever. We're back and we're rolling with one of our big boys. We're going back to the Chubb train here, baby. 4-0 this year, betting on Nick Chubb. Knock on wood. I do it every time I say it. And we are back. We are back with Nick Chubb. Like I said, 4-0 this year, going for 5, and we're going to drop a max on him. I predicted this guy line at like 92.5. So you're giving me 9 yards, 8 or 9 yards here on Nick Chubb. We're going up against a Bengals team that just got absolutely wrecked by Michael Carter. And now we're going to have one of the best run blocking teams. No backup running back, right? Kareem Hunt's out. No Odell Beckham. And we have an 85% run block advantage for Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb has cleared 83 yards in every single game this year but one. I have cash on every single one of those big games. I've passed on him on the other weeks. I have a pretty good read about this guy. And looking at Vegas right now, we have minus 110 on each side for 19.5 attempts for rush attempts. When Nick Chubb gets 19 carries, I'll even take it down one. When he has had 19 carries, he is 7 for 8 to this number in the last 2 years. And the only loss, he lost by the hook. He had 84 rushing yards in that game. I absolutely love the spot. I think Nick Chubb is going to absolutely come through here for us. I really don't see a way that Cincinnati stops this guy. The Jets had like an 8% run block advantage, and you saw how big the holes were for Michael Carter last week. Michael Carter barely got anything going last night against a Colts team, and they had about a 30% run block advantage there. So Michael Carter with an 8%, and now you're going to give me a top 3 rusher in the NFL with an 80%. It's just like, what the hell? What is going on? I don't get it. I think Nick Chubb is an absolute freaking machine. And you're just going to take away Kareem Hunt. Only possible thing that could possibly stop this is game script, right? We're seeing Bengals are like a 2-point favorite. But if this game doesn't get away from more than 2 possessions, they're going to run the ball. It does not matter if they're down 10 points. They're still going to run it. It just depends on if they get down by 21. And I have enough faith that in this team and how good that Browns defense has actually looked lately to hold down Burrow, who just got absolutely – that defense got absolutely shredded by Mike White and Michael Carter. So Nick Chubb is the guy this week. Nick Chubb is the play this week. Obviously, game script is very, very important in this one, but I don't really see them having a way that they can move the ball without Nick Chubb moving it for him. So I love Nick Chubb this week. He will be in every DFS lineup. And honestly, I'll just transition that into it. My top DFS play is Nick Chubb this week. We saw Michael Carter, even with passing yards, get there. I think Michael Carter had like 90 yards receiving last week. This is going to be a fun game for the Browns. It's going to be a fun game for Nick Chubb. And Vegas just doesn't respect this guy. And I get it. I mean, a little bit, but 84, he's cleared 83 in every game but one, guys. Every game but one, he's cleared 83 yards. And now you're going to just tickle it right on the edge there, even though they have an 85% run blocking advantage. This is the highest he's had, and he's hit it in actually not the highest. He had over 90% against Houston, but they're not even an NFL team. They're like they belong in the XFL.
I got Tyrod back now.
But I love him. I love him a lot here. And I think that we get a smash spot for Nick Chubb here. And let's go check in on some questions and stuff that we can talk about here. Chubby baby, yep, hell yeah, let's do it. 68 degrees and sunny on Sunday, so it should be a lot of scoring. I do like that. Yep, I think that the Packers are going to have a fun time moving the ball in this absolutely atrocious defense. You got any thoughts on Amari Cooper over 67.5? That is against the Denver Broncos.
I hadn't looked at that. Is everybody healthy for the Cowboys there?
I believe Gallup was close to coming back last week. I got that Cooper went off last week, but I just don't.
Ooh, Lamb sprained his ankle in practice on Wednesday.
Who?
CeeDee Lamb, didn't he? He sprained his ankle.
Okay. Yeah, if he's, did they say anything like rule him out?
I haven't seen an update yet though. Outside of that, like I read that this morning, and I haven't seen anything since.
Yeah, if he doesn't play, obviously that's pretty big spot for him. Obviously, if he does,
122 with Cooper Rush.
Yeah, and now he's gonna have Dak back this week. Yeah, I like him. I like Cooper. Mm-hmm. If CD's out, if not, I think that this is a pretty close line here. No Odell drama, Queen BS for this team. I know that's what I'm saying. All of these plays, like we're losing a lot of dudes, right? Noah Fant provides value to both of our Bronco plays. Odell provides a ton of value to Nick Chubb, in my personal opinion. And yeah, their best chance at winning this game is to make it a dirty game and just beat the crap out of this front seven. And they have an offensive line to do it. They have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. And yeah, like I said, I even have it pulled up right now. 85% run block advantage here. That is going to be an absolute smash spot for Nick Chubb.
That's impressive, yes.
That's one of the biggest ones on the big. It's not even the biggest one on the week either. I'm looking at it right now. Biggest one on the week is the San Francisco 49ers with a 98% run block advantage. So Elijah Mitchell might be one of those guys to look at, but I think his lines are a little bit too high for his talent level, personally. But yeah, I do like Elijah Mitchell if they would bring down his line a little bit. I think they're just overreacting. All righty, we're getting to the end here. We are to our last portion, our touchdown parlay. We need to hit a double one of these. Monotone hit his one. He had Davante Adams. My guy got hurt, so that's technically a win. Let's get our first double win here, and we'll start out with yours.
Want me to go first?
Yep, I got it up there for you. I got yours listed at the first one.
Okay. So I'm dipping back into Marquis Brown here. He's got on the season, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least. He's been getting like 1 the last time they're out. Didn't get 1 against Chargers, 2 against the Colts, 1 against Denver. And now you got the Vikings, who aren't, they're just mediocre. And like I said, like the points I said earlier, I like Lamar that he's throwing the ball a ton. I like the work Brown's been getting with the targets. I see him breaking a big one in that game. So that plus 120 will go for it.
I love it. I am rolling with my guy, Dallas Goddard. Playing the Chargers this week. A little concerned about the game script here. Going to be a bunch of running early on because the Chargers are very, very susceptible to the run. That is the way you beat a too high safety play, but also a way to beat a too high safety play is attacking the middle of the field, right? Dallas Goddard has 142 yards receiving in his 2 games since Zach Ertz has been traded. He had over 60% of their receiving yards last week, which is absolutely insane. Yes, the Chargers have a stalwart pass defense if you look at the numbers, but it's only because they don't allow the big plays. And it's because everybody's gouging them. The way you want to keep Herbert in that elite offense off the field is to run the football. But it's also Dinkin and Duncan, right? Obviously, you still got Joey Bosa on the corner, right? Getting good pressure there. I think Goddard is a big, big part of this offense, and he's going to be a big part of this week's game plan across the middle. I really just don't think that the Chargers are going to have an answer for him. coming across the middle there. And I think that he gets in the end zone. I think him and Boston Scott get into the end zone. I have Boston Scott in fantasy this week, which is extremely scary, but that's another issue there. My team is riddled with buys this week.
Yeah, that's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, it's tough. I have DeAndre Swift on bye, and I have Fournette on bye, so it hurts. Might have to parlay Nick Chubb with Renfro receptions for the homie. Yeah, I know
That's
like
plus money on Renfro. We're getting plus money on Renfro receptions this week, so
yeah, they might have him at 5.5. I'm guessing, right? They should at least.
I grabbed it at 5.5 last night. I'm gonna take a shot on it,
Hell yeah. Chubb went for 124 versus Cincy last season. Yeah. In 5 games against them, he's averaging on 93 yards per game. Just another reason why to like him. Like I said, the only reason that it's even remotely questioning in my head is if the game gets out of hand. But you can't beat the Jets. I have a hard time seeing you stop a guy like Nick Chubb here.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have any more questions, throw them in there quickly. Looking at here, all receivers back for Green Bay too. Yep, 100% agree. I think that play of Jordan Love is pretty big there as well. I think that's a great line, a great spot for him personally. I am also a biased Green Bay fan, so take that with with a grain of salt if you have to. I'm going to obviously be pretty biased on my Packers for sure. Alrighty, I think we got one more. Hell yeah, we're back on the Chubb train. Hell yeah, he's going to be a big piece to the puzzle this week, hopefully.
I think you had a Chubb play last time I was on here too.
Oh yeah, I've had him. Yeah. Like I said, three times on the show, 4 times overall. I've had him multiple two unit plays, but this is the first time he's reaching that 3 unit level. But it looks like that is all we have here, guys. Let's go over a recap here. I'll drop all PSG's plays here, have him talk about, or just let you guys know what he is riding with this week.
Yeah, Williams over 18.5 receiving yards. Like I said, I'm taking advantage of that. Hollywood Brown at 4.5 receptions. Love the plus money on it. And Love, we're taking a shot with the young gun, see if he can prove himself. Big game. Big game.
Hell yeah. I love it. I'm rolling with Jerry Jeudy this week, over 54.5 receiving yards, 1 unit play. I'm rolling with my boy Dalvin Cook, over 98.5 receptions, receiving yards / rushing yards. And our banger, Nick Chubb, over 84.5 rushing, minus 114 on FanDuel. Let me see if any of those lines have moved at all. I'm looking on DraftKings right now. He's sitting at 85.5. But FanDuel has it still there. And then our touchdown parlay, nice, almost plus 500 here. I'm rolling with Goddard. PSG rolling with Brown. I think this is a great week. I like this card a lot. I will be tailing all of your plays for sure. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm
definitely going to be on that Chubb play.
I hope so. As long as, like I said, when Vegas gives me those types of numbers, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts on Ezekiel Elliott rushing yards over 76.5 this week against oh gosh, who's the Cowboys playing? I literally just was talking about Broncos.
No Von Miller.
Yeah, that front 7 is going to have a tough time. Let me check here. Dallas is going to have a 63% run block advantage. Denver only 27. That's actually probably pretty good for us, seeing as they're trying to run the ball every play. So good thing that they don't have a huge advantage on the run side. And Dallas has a great advantage there. Definitely think the game script there is nice. Yeah, I think that Zeke's the guy to when the game script is in their favor, I think he's the guy they're going to use, not Pollard. So I think that Zeke's going to have a great game this week. Von Miller leaving is obviously pretty huge, but yeah, 76 seems reasonable.
Yeah, I don't hate that one bit, actually. Zeke has found his footing.
Jamar Chase over 75.5. Personally, I like Chase. I just think that he's a very boom or bust type of player. I was seeing this at 73.5 on DraftKings MSA. So if you have DraftKings, go pop over there. I'm literally just looked at it. It's still 73.5. So if you can pop over there, go ahead and do that. I think that will get you obviously a better line. But yeah, it really depends. What do you think the game script is? Obviously, I like the game script for the Browns here. So if the Browns do go up, I think that this is a great spot. It's just obviously you still have Mix in there. They do have a negative 30% pass block advantage, which can be kind of issue. I just think 75.5 is just a bit too high for me. You're really gonna need a big play. And I hate that's like in UFC, right? I hate having guys that only have one way of hitting something, right? A Hail Mary knockout, right? That's the only way you can win. That's pretty much it, right? You need a long play from Jamar Chase here to win. He's not a possession receiver.
If you do take his yards, you might as well take his longest completion, his longest reception too.
100%. 100% agree with that. That would be definitely the play of this one. Is that Chase line legit? Yeah. I'm seeing 73.5 right now on DraftKings. Like I said, let me pull up my this is the thing I use to check lines against other things here. So the best line out there is 73.5 on Caesars and 73.5 on DraftKings right now. Mm-hmm. I think that those are good. Waddle, with him on the IR, I did see that he went to the IR. The only thing is, are they going to need to pass ever? Like they could just run the ball every single play. I hate Houston. I think that they're absolute bottom stock of the league, trash of the league. So if they get up, how much do they pass? You know, that's my always the biggest thing because that game, I think is what? Let me check. It's it's only a 5.5 point spread. Wow, that's how bad Miami is this year. So yeah, I would like Waddle. I would take receptions over yards. Mm-hmm. I think that he is a very good possession receiver. But yeah, I think that's a good play for receptions. I probably won't use him in DFS. I don't think he has a great upside for ceiling this week. But I think he's a possession. If you have like a PPR league, I think he's a good play. I think he's a good flex option. I just don't think he's pushing that wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 type of play, type of action that he can get here. He's obviously very good at the underneath routes, but and Tua's looking his way. So,
yeah, that's where I would go with Waddle too, is receptions.
Houston has Taylor back is the thought on the spread, I think. I mean, they have literally only one actual NFL player. They've gotten rid of Ingram, right? They have one player. Brandon Cooks is the only NFL quality player on that roster. You literally got rid of Mark Ingram. Obviously got rid of Watt. Yeah, I mean, damn, dude, this roster is bad. That defense is bad. I might just hammer the 5.5. That'd be like my second spread of the entire season.
It's always awful betting on the Dolphins, though. It's
going to be hard to watch, but that's a game that I don't even watch. I just check the updates, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Any thoughts on Stephon Diggs over 85.5 receiving yards facing Jacksonville this week?
God, if he doesn't hit that in the first quarter, in the first half, he's not hitting it.
Yeah. The only reason I don't hate it is because the reason why I don't think the Bills are going to win a title is because the Bills can't run clock. The Bills have they have no ability to run clock off, which is also why I kind of like this because they'd rather do quick, short passes to get those running yard types of plays than just run the ball up the middle. Because Devin Singletary is not. Him and Zach Moss are more scat backs. Zach Moss has the ability to run up the middle, but he's not a workhorse type of back. If I'm taking that, I'd probably just take Josh Allen yards. You know,
I actually have a Zach Moss play this week. Yeah,
I like Zach Moss
receiving yards.
Hell yeah. Not really gambling related, but what team does PSG root for?
Assuming this is NFL, I really don't have a team. Used to be a Patriots fan. Being from Iowa, there's no NFL team here. Sorry, but fuck the Packers and fuck the Vikings.
You a Bears fan then, or what?
No. Oh, God, no. But no, I mean, you grow up watching the first team you grow up watching, you generally start liking, and it just so happened the first time I paid attention to football was a Panthers-Patriots Super Bowl. You cheer for the winning team when you're young, So I rooted for them, and I kind of started, catching games here and there the next year, and then that was the year they went and played the Eagles, or they're flipped around. I don't know. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. But yeah, so I mean, I guess the Patriots and Tom Brady fandom came when I was young. So now I guess I kind of root for the Buccaneers just for Brady.
Okay. Yeah, that's respectable.
Yes, I'm an NFL bandwagon. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't – not a huge Tom Brady fan, but you got to respect the greatness. So I 100% agree. I'm okay with it, 100%. I'm okay with people cheering for those types of guys. I mean, it's like they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That looks like everything in the chat here. Again, thank you, PSG, for popping in on short notice. You took the short notice replacement here to help us out here.
And all.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have you on again before the end of the season.
Absolutely.
Obviously, hope Monotone is feeling better too as well. We'll get you all three of us back on and get some more plays out here. Hopefully we can get that 3-0 sweep for both of us. I like all your plays. Absolutely. Like I said, I'll be tailing, so I'm excited.
Yeah, next time this won't be done from a car. Don't worry.
You have anything that you want to promote? Any just the Twitter handle if you want to?
Twitter handle, if you want to go follow me, there's going to be plays all day. We got NBA tonight, all day NFL Sunday at PSG Prop Guy. Go throw a follow if you don't already.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys popping in here for us. I'm looking forward to a good week. Like I said, first max play in about 6 months. So I'm excited. It's a big week for me. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you Wednesday for Pass the Prop live NBA edition. And I'm excited. Big night of NBA as well. So I'm going to have a good night too, hopefully.
Let's do it.
All right. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next week.